Hello there, it's Catherine and Brian from Moonstarlodge near Georgian Bay in South Central Ontario, Canada. We are here as an Indigenous lodge providing readings for the week using cartomancy. And this week's reading has a lot to do with the earth. We've just moved into the 7th moon cycle on June 25th, and it's Loves All Things. My Algonquin grandmother called this cycle She Who Finds Love in All Things. And with the tremendous pressure on humanity right now, globally, we need to find the helpers, and we need to find the way to keep our inner peace. And as I reflected on this, it occurred to me that one of our greatest symbols in Indigenous culture is the tree of peace. And so this week's readings involve, or cards for the reading involve trees, earth, and the nature spirits with very profound messages. The trees communicate with each other through their root systems and their energy fields, and I've always felt drawn to that since I was a child. And I feel blessed and honored to be able to communicate deeply, psychically, with spirits who have moved into other dimensions, like the ancestors, but also the spirits of the earth, the elemental spirits of earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. And so this isn't a particularly appealing reading for me. This comes right on the back of having just built a medicine wheel garden at the local cancer support center with lots of help from volunteers, and that garden just having been dedicated in the last week. Anyway, the decks I am using include the Wilder Woven Tarot by Greg White from British Columbia, Canada, the Sylvan-Kind Oracle, also from Greg, this freakishly small deck called Forest Fae. It's a rock pool deck by Nadia Turner. The Guardian Tarot by Beth Salonen, or Steeleman, and I'm sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. The Tarot of the Kingdoms, which is new to me, and it's all about the elements, by Paige Ozma Ashmore. Beautiful deck. The Tree Keeper's Oracle by Angie Sullins and Stephanie Law. This is a magical deck. I really love this. It was a hard one to get a hold of, and it took me probably 6 months, but I'm so glad I have it in my collection. The Marigold Tarot by Amrit Brar of Brampton, and she is also the author of the Mirror Oracle, which we are using this week for astrological guidelines. And then the Peace Oracle, as prescribed by Spirit, and this is by Tony Carmine Salerno and Leela J. Williams. This is a lovely deck. So, as always, it's a 7 tarot card layout. It's not a medicine wheel layout this week. I had thought of that, and I got a strong no. So let's go to the cards, Brian. So here are the 7 tarot from the Guardian, the Tree Guardians, and then one each of the other decks for the clarifying, and then a card up here with the astrological indication of when this comes to its fruition. So we start out here with the Ace of Pentacles, and it's a very big new beginning. This tree spirit is with child, and looking very happy and looking as if to say everything is all right. The Ace of Pentacles is about things that are incubating, ideas in the material realm. So it's our jobs, our physical health, money, family, our time, and all the assets that we need to live a good life in this third dimension. So this tells me that we are moving forward with new ideas coming to us, and clearly she's looking up towards spirit and is pleased that this is happening. And interestingly, the tree spirit oracle provided us with the clarifier, the keeper of beginnings. So very much this is a protected beginning. You couldn't get a much more connected card than that. So we've got a beginning, and we're waiting for that to take shape. The second card is Strength. Strength is a patient card. It's an ability to hold back and remain strong in times of challenge. Historically, this is lust for life. And so it's clarified by the Queen of Cups. And that's about emotional maturity, looking inward though. The queens are looking inward and in a very close circle, whereas the kings are taking their emotional maturity and wisdom out into the masses, into the greater good. You have to have the balance of looking after self and looking after the masses. So this queen is looking down here on the Strength card, and as a major arcana, this is an important, very important card. The lust for life, this life is initiating, this new beginning, and so let's carry on. We have the Five of Wands. This is a little bit about some jousting, if you will, some poking about. Typically, it's five young people kind of play fighting or using all their energy in a way that's probably not going to get them anywhere. So if one is feeling stalled about the fire in the belly, so the Five of Wands is the fire element. It's about spirit, it's about being inspired, it's about the energy to make things happen. But when it's the five, it's not necessarily that there are five people arguing about or play fighting. It can be that we've got stalled on five different kinds of aspects. Five is a general number here. We're kind of ruminating about things and potentially five options. It's clarified by the Divine Companion, and the Divine Companion tells us that we are loved and we are watched. We are cared for, we have support, and that support is something we shouldn't take for granted, but we can always expect it to be there. So getting to the point of picking and choosing and moving on. We're moving past the incubation period, finding the strength to not just sit on ideas, this is looking at all the facets. It feels like some clarity is required. So the Divine Companion is here for us. We move next. The middle card here is the Three of Cups. So some jocularity and some fun, some getting together with other people in a much more joyful way than this suggests. This is more about letting one's hair down, or one's leaves in the case of trees, and recognizing that togetherness is joyful when we choose to make it so. It's clarified by inspiration. So this suggests to me that between Spirit and the companions that we are connecting with, we're going to get that inspiration that normally is associated with the inspiritus, the inspiration of the wands or the fires. So know that it's coming and know that we're being given to. So relax. This is not a relaxed card. This is very much a relaxed card. And that's what we have to do in order to receive from Spirit, is not to fuss around about things and get all wound up, but rather to relax. And it's okay. It's summer. We can relax. The next card is the Three of Wands. So another 3. This means we're very close. We're almost at the end of a journey that's been started here. Got some decisions to make. We need some more of that fire energy. And it's clarified by the Judgment card. Judgment is for us to make any judgments on the direction. Does not involve other people. It's ours to make. We can, okay, what I'm picking up here is we can respect and honor that we can make our own judgments. We have the critical faculties. We don't have to listen to other people. It's nice to hear what they have to give us, but it's important to know that we are not being judged by the Divine Companion. We are being assisted by the All That Is. What's coming of this is a Tower moment. Tower can be thought of as an instant explosive or explosion kind of change. It's also historically understood to be release from an entrapment. So we get release here. And what helps us is the clarity of the Queen of Swords. Very divinely represented here by this stork or heron. So we're going to have an epiphany. We're going to have a release from the thinking stages and the planning stages and anything that's holding us back. This card, this Five of Wands in this situation, suggests more of a holding back. So we're being released from that. What do we get? The Four of Wands. So that's a success. That's we have moved past the almost there to being there. The being there is, this can be marriage, this can be just the end of that journey, which was, foretold here. We've moved through wands in this reading, and it's clarified here by the Autumn Fae. Go slowly and listen closely for the words of the tree spirits. So what this says to me, that specifically we are going to feel that we've come to the fruition of this journey by the autumn. However, the card that was pulled about my direct question was, when does all of this come to a complete conclusion in the sense that we reap the rewards. And this is in Aquarius. So Aquarius is the latter part of January. I'll give you the correct moment. In a typical year, and it does occasionally change, Aquarius is January 20th to February 18th. So all that we are starting this week, which starts on the last day of June, completes by the time of Aquarius. You can flip the camera, right? Had I had the luxury of time with this reading, I didn't pull it ahead. I just pulled it just a moment before we started. But if I'd pulled it, say, this morning, where it's now afternoon, and sat with it, I might have been able to get a little bit more definition. But I really feel like it's telling us not to worry about the directions we are inspired to take. It's very grounded energy with pentacles. We've got cups. We've got wands. Another cup. And actually we have air too with the Queen. So we've got all the elements covered. All the bases are covered. It feels to me like there's a mystery here that shouldn't be scary. That we should, because it's loves all things, we should find the love in the mystery. And we should find the love in the co-creation of what's to come. The seeds that we're, so to speak, planting now to come to fruition basically by February. Anyway, I'm going to use these cards again for next week's journey. Next week's reading includes a full moon. And if you like this reading, please give us a thumbs up. It costs nothing. Subscribe, that also costs nothing, but gives Google the opportunity to pay a little attention to us and spread our readings to a greater portion of the audience. We appreciate with all our hearts all the support that you send through coffee, e-transfers, donations. It's helping us to keep ahead of things like equipment issues when our equipment is quite old and dying. Also, you know, things like software needing to be upgraded. All of that helps, and we're still taking bookings through the summer for channeling. So if you want to make a booking, don't forget to let us know. So thank you, and I hope you're feeling some of the peace that will come from this reading. Aho, miigwech.